beside my shoes without a sound. At 7:08, the morning breeze knew something I hadn't noticed yet. Maybe every season begins this quietly. The bakery opened early, fresh bread warmed the air. Someone arranged flowers outside a tiny shop. The cafe changed its menu, adding cinnamon again, while bicycles rode slowly across familiar streets. Nothing felt different until I looked down and saw one golden leaf waiting on the sidewalk. The newspaper stand displayed today's headlines. A young office worker wrapped both hands around a paper coffee cup. An old man swept yesterday away without saying a word. The city never announced that autumn had arrived. It simply appeared, one small detail at a time. Maybe life changes the same way. One leaf, one morning, one ordinary moment at a time. At 7:08, the first leaf landed beside my shoes, and somehow everything felt new. At 7:08, the sky looked brighter, the streets looked kinder, and the season quietly invited me to begin again. The breeze grew cooler, the cafe filled with people, and autumn began its story. Morning came without asking. Summer quietly folded into autumn. At 7:08, the first leaf landed beside my shoes without a sound. At 7:08, the morning breeze knew something I hadn't noticed yet. Maybe every season begins this quietly. The bakery opened early, fresh bread warmed the air. Someone arranged flowers outside a tiny shop. The cafe changed its menu, adding cinnamon again, while bicycles rolled slowly across familiar streets. Nothing felt different until I looked down and saw one golden leaf waiting on the sidewalk. The newspaper stand displayed today's headlines. A young office worker wrapped both hands around a paper coffee simply appeared, one small detail at a time. Maybe life changes the same way, one leaf, one morning, one ordinary moment at a time. At 7:08, the first leaf landed beside my shoes, and somehow everything felt new. At 7:08, the sky looked brighter, the streets looked kinder, and the season quietly invited me to begin again. The breeze grew cooler, the cafe filled with people, and autumn began its story. The windows opened to a cooler breeze. Summer quietly walked away. At 8:15, the cafe changed to cinnamon, and suddenly everything felt slower. At 8:15, the morning coffee smelled like autumn before the leaves even turned gold. Someone carried flowers across the little square. The baker placed fresh pastries inside the wooden case. A handwritten chalkboard stood beside the doorway. Seasonal cinnamon latte, written with a smile. Steam rose gently from another waiting cup, while quiet conversations filled the room like familiar songs. A woman closed her umbrella, though the rain had disappeared. Two students laughed softly, sharing one blueberry scone. Outside the trees were still green, but something in the air had already changed. The city never hurried to welcome autumn. It simply made room for it. Maybe seasons don't arrive with colder weather. Maybe they begin with one familiar place, feeling different. At 8:15, the cafe changed to cinnamon, and somehow so did I. At 8:15, the morning sunlight touched the wooden tables like it had been waiting all summer to come back again. Someone opened the cafe door. The little bell rang and autumn walked inside. The windows opened to a cooler breeze. Summer quietly walked away. At 8:15, the cafe changed to cinnamon, and suddenly everything felt slower. At 8:15, the morning coffee smelled like autumn with a smile. Steam rose gently from another waiting cup, while quiet conversations filled the room like familiar songs. A woman closed her umbrella, though the rain had disappeared. Two students laughed softly, sharing one blueberry scone. Outside, the trees were still green, but something in the air had already changed. The city never hurried to welcome autumn. It simply made room for it. Maybe seasons don't arrive with colder weather. Maybe they begin with one familiar place. Feeling different. At age 15, the cafe changed to cinnamon. Somehow, so did I. At age 15, the morning sunlight touched the wooden tables like it had been waiting all summer to come back again. Someone opened the cafe door. The little bell rang and autumn walked inside. The sky was still blue-gray. Morning hadn't spoken yet, but the city was already breathing. At 6:42, the morning tram carried more dreams than passengers. At 6:42, the windows caught the first light before the sun found the streets. The coffee shop lights glowed before sunrise. A baker opened the wooden shutters. Someone watered flowers outside a tiny bookstore, while fresh bread filled the morning air. The tram rolled quietly past familiar corners. Its gentle bell echoed through empty rows like a promise that every day begins again. A young nurse smiled softly, holding a paper cup. An elderly man folded yesterday's newspaper. Two students whispered about another busy week. The city slowly gathered, one ordinary life at a time. No one hurried, yet everyone was already moving toward tomorrow. Morning never asks if we're ready. It simply opens another page and waits for us to write it. At 6:42, the morning tram carried more dreams than passengers. At 6:42, the sun finally reached the rooftops. The streets became golden, and another season quietly smiled. Hello. tram disappeared beyond the trees, leaving the city wide awake. The sky was still blue-gray. Morning hadn't spoken yet, but the city was already breathing. At 6:42, the morning tram carried more dreams than passengers. At 6:42, the windows caught the first light before the sun found the streets. The coffee shop lights glowed before sunrise. A baker opened the wooden shutters. Someone watered flowers outside a tiny bookstore, while fresh bread filled the morning air. The tram rolled quietly past familiar corners. Its gentle bell echoed through empty roads, like a promise that every day begins again. A young nurse smiled softly, holding a paper cup. An elderly man folded yesterday's newspaper. Two students whispered about another busy week. The city slowly gathered, one ordinary life at a time. No one hurried, yet everyone was already moving toward tomorrow. It simply opens another page and waits for us to write it. At 6:42, the morning tram carried more dreams than passengers. At 6:42, the sun finally reached the rooftops. The streets became golden, and another season quietly smiled. Hello. The tram disappeared beyond the trees, leaving the city wide awake. The morning opened like fresh bread, warm and familiar. At 9:06, fresh flowers outside the bakery changed the whole street. At 9:06, people smiled without knowing why. Maybe happiness looks this simple. The baker carried another tray of bread. Steam drifted slowly into the cool spring air. A little girl stopped to smell the flowers while her mother laughed beside the doorway. Someone ordered coffee, someone bought tulips, someone waved hello across the narrow street. Morning quietly gathered, one beautiful moment at a time. The cafe windows reflected soft sunshine. A delivery bicycle Maybe joy doesn't arrive with fireworks. Maybe it waits beside fresh bread and simple flowers. At 9:06, fresh flowers outside the bakery changed the whole street. At 9:06, the morning felt lighter, the city felt kinder, and every stranger looked a little more familiar. The bakery bell rang, someone opened the door, and spring walked inside. The morning opened like fresh bread, warm and familiar. At 9:06, fresh flowers outside the bakery changed the whole street. At 9:06, people smiled without knowing why. Maybe happiness looks this simple. The baker carried another tray of bread. Steam drifted slowly into the cool spring air. A little girl stopped to smell the flowers while her mother laughed. Beside the doorway, someone ordered coffee, someone bought tulips, someone waved hello across the narrow street. Morning quietly gathered, one beautiful moment at a time. The cafe windows reflected soft sunshine. A delivery bicycle passed without a sound. An old couple shared one paper bag filled with warm pastries for the walk home. The wind lifted a few flower petals, sending them dancing along the sidewalk, as if spring wanted everyone to notice. Maybe joy doesn't arrive with fireworks. Maybe it waits beside fresh bread and simple flowers. At 9:06, fresh flowers outside the bakery changed the whole street. At 9:06, the morning felt lighter, the city felt kinder, and every stranger looked a little more familiar. The bakery bell rang, someone opened the door, and spring walked inside. The afternoon slowed down like an old photograph, fading gently. At 3:17, I found a letter without a date inside an old book. At 3:17, the paper had grown yellow, but every word still sounded new. Some memories never needed a calendar to stay alive. The little post office had fresh paint on the walls, yet the old red mailbox still stood in the corner. A bicycle passed slowly along the narrow lane, while someone watered flowers outside a henna gate. The envelope felt lighter than I remembered, but somehow it carried an entire season inside. The cafe nearby played quiet jazz. An elderly couple shared one slice of cake. The afternoon sunlight moved across the table, turning dust into tiny floating stars. I never opened the final page. Some memories are beautiful because they remain incomplete. Time doesn't erase the smallest moments, it simply folds them into places we visit without knowing. At 3:17, I folded the letter just as carefully as before. And 3:17, the wind carried a few leaves across the old alley, and I smiled, not because I remembered everything, but because I remembered enough. The mailbox remained, the street grew quiet, and another season turned its page. The afternoon slowed down like an old photograph, fading gently. At 3:17, I found a letter without a date inside an old book. At 3:17, the paper had grown yellow, but every word still sounded new. Some memories never needed a calendar to stay alive. The little post office had fresh paint on the walls, yet the old red mailbox still stood in the corner. A bicycle passed slowly along the narrow lane, while someone watered flowers outside a henna gate. The envelope felt lighter than I remembered, but somehow it carried an entire season inside. The cafe nearby played quiet jazz. An elderly couple shared one slice of cake. across the table, turning dust into tiny floating stars. I never opened the final page. Some memories are beautiful because they remain incomplete. Time doesn't erase the smallest moments, it simply folds them into places we visit without knowing. At 3:17, I folded the letter just as carefully as before. At 3:17, the wind carried a few leaves across the old alley, and I smiled, not because I remembered everything, but because I remembered enough. "3:35, the mailbox remained, the street grew quiet, and another season turned its page." Evening arrived without a sound. The river already knew before the sky did. At 6:41, the bench by the river saved one quiet seat for the sunset. At 6:41, the water carried pieces of golden light far beyond tomorrow. Maybe peace looks a little like this. Cyclists slowed their pace along the riverside path. Children chased bubbles floating in the breeze. Someone unpacked dinner on a picnic blanket while soft laughter drifted across the grass. A ferry crossed the river without making a hurry. Even the waves seemed to breathe more slowly tonight. A violin echoed from somewhere behind the trees. Two old friends shared roasted sweet potatoes. The coffee truck turned on its little lights as the evening breeze carried the smell of fresh espresso. No one rushed to leave because the sunset hadn't finished speaking yet. The river never keeps the colors of the sky. It simply reflects them for a little while, then quietly lets them go. At 6:41, the bench by the river didn't ask me to stay forever. At 6:41, the evening slowly folded into quiet blue, and I realized city lights began their song. Evening arrived without a sound. The river already knew before the sky did. At 6:41, the bench by the river saved one quiet seat for the sunset. At 6:41, the water carried pieces of golden light far beyond tomorrow. Maybe peace looks a little like this. Cyclists slowed their pace along the riverside path. Children chase bubbles floating in the breeze. Someone unpacked dinner on a picnic blanket while soft laughter drifted across the grass. A ferry crossed the river without making a hurry. Even the waves seemed to breathe more slowly tonight. A violin echoed from somewhere behind the trees. Two old friends shared roasted sweet potatoes. The coffee truck turned on its little lights as the evening breeze carried the smell of fresh espresso. No one rushed to leave because the sunset hadn't finished speaking yet. The river never keeps the colors of the sky. It simply reflects them for a little while, then quietly lets them go. At 6:41, the bench by the river didn't ask me to stay forever. At 6:41, the evening slowly folded into quiet blue, and I realized some beautiful moments don't belong to us. They simply visit before moving on. 7:03, the first stars appeared. The river grew darker, and the city lights began their song. Became softer. At 5:52, the wind through open windows carried a song. No one was playing. At 5:52, the white curtains danced like they remembered. last loaf, a bicycle bell rang once, then disappeared around the corner. The old radio next door stayed silent, yet somehow music filled the street. A grandmother smiled while folding blankets. A cat stretched slowly across warm stone steps. Nothing extraordinary happened that day, and maybe that was exactly why it became beautiful. Some songs are never recorded. They live inside ordinary afternoons, waiting for someone to notice. At 5:52, the wind through open windows carried a song. No one was playing. At 5:52, the evening arrived without applause, without goodbye, only a gentle breeze and a quiet heart, grateful to be here. The curtains rested, the breeze grew still, and summer smiled one last time. The afternoon didn't end. It simply became softer. At 5:52, the wind through open windows carried a song. No one was playing. At 5:52, the white curtains danced like they remembered every summer that came before. Someone watered plants on a tiny balcony. Children laughed somewhere beyond the alley. Fresh laundry moved with the breeze like quiet flags welcoming evening. The neighborhood bakery sold its last loaf. A bicycle bell rang once, then disappeared around the corner. The old radio next door stayed silent, yet somehow music filled the street. A grandmother smiled while folding blankets. A cat stretched slowly across warm stone steps. Nothing extraordinary happened that day, and maybe that was exactly why it became beautiful. Some songs are never recorded. They live inside ordinary afternoons, waiting for rested, the breeze grew still, and summer smiled one last time. Spring arrived without asking. Summer smiled for a little while. Autumn whispered, winter waited, and somehow I was still here. At 7:18, every season found me again on the same old road. At 7:18, the trees had changed, the sky had changed, and quietly so had I. Every season left a little light inside my heart. The flower shop displayed new colors, the cafe windows caught another spring. Children chased kites across the open field, while bicycles rested under quiet trees. The city kept changing its clothes, one season after another, without ever forgetting itself. The baker learned a few more wrinkles, the bookstore changed its front display. The river carried another sunset just as softly as before. I realized home was never one single place, it was every ordinary moment that stayed with me. The seasons never asked me to hold on, they simply taught me how beautiful change can be. At 7:18, every season found me again, but I smiled differently. At 7:18, the wind still blew, the streets still glowed, the cafe still welcomed another evening. Nothing stayed the same, yet somehow everything still felt like home. The lights came on across the neighborhood, another season quietly began. Spring arrived without asking. Summer smiled for a little while. Autumn whispered, winter waited, and somehow I was still here. At 7:18, every season found me again on the same old 7:18, the trees had changed, the sky had changed, and quietly so had I. Every season left a little light inside my heart. The flower shop displayed new colors, the cafe windows caught another spring. Children chased kites across the open field, while bicycles rested under quiet trees. The city kept changing its clothes, one season after another, without ever forgetting itself. The baker learned a few more wrinkles, the bookstore changed its front display. The river carried another sunset just as softly as before. I realized home was never one single place. It was every ordinary moment that stayed with me. The seasons never asked me to hold on, they simply taught me how beautiful change can be. At 7:18, every season found me again, but I smiled differently. At 7:18, the wind still blew, the streets still glowed, the cafe still welcomed another evening. Nothing stayed the same, yet somehow everything still felt like home. The lights came on across the neighborhood. Another season quietly began.